Yeah, hello, welcome to our Monday night live show. 1 hour of chess explained, at least I try. Yeah, I'm trying to explain some of my thoughts and chaotic ideas in the 5-minute pool on the ICC. Yeah, welcome also to all of you in the chat. It's not yet that busy. We'll see what happens there. Okay, I'm going to go for 5-minute games, of course, like I usually do. I did not have a good run, I have to say. Lost quite a bit of points, and maybe I'm getting something back, but didn't go all that well. I have requested a game, not yet paired. There are a couple of high-rated guys. Yardbird is on 2560, which is crazy high. Okay, Zarven C, is that... not quite sure if there's a name in there. Anyway, okay, we have an English opening, which I continue to do well in terms of positions. I mean, I get good positions, but I should try to score more points, is the thing. Okay, just d6 here in this position. How do I do this? With d3, or I could also go e3 here. Let's do e3. Hello and please win. Yeah, I try. Thanks for the good wishes. Yeah, thanks, John. I had a game versus Peter Swidler in one of the shows that he does for Chess24, and yeah, I lost this game, but I put up a pretty decent defensive effort out of a rotten position. I spoiled a very good opening position against him, and what I got was a really bad Benko gambit. It was really awful, but then I just defended quite well. And it was really okay for me. Still tricky, but it was an okay position. Anyway, so Zarven C, what do we do here? Yeah, h3 is under attack. What to do? Cannot castle. Knight f4 is possible. I can also go e4. That is actually quite a decent idea. Let's do that. It closes the diagonal, but I have very good center now. His pieces don't make all that much sense in fighting against the Botvinnik setup. Okay, maybe knight e8, c7, e6 he can still go. Knight e8. No, e6 he goes. Okay, here I can castle, right? Okay, let's develop. Do I have any opinion on Zlatan? You mean Zlatan Ibrahimovic, I guess. Yeah. Is it possible to not have an opinion on Zlatan? Is it possible? Probably not. Yeah, I mean, he's of course a total nutcase, but it's one of those cases where, well, yeah, the people who really do extraordinary things, they sometimes are nutcases, and this is certainly the case with Mr. Ibrahimovic. I mean, he's really completely crazy, but what he does is, of course, at times hard to believe. So it's I'm a fan in terms of football, not so much about what he tends to say in interviews and so on. It's always somewhat entertaining. I mean, it's I mean, I think it's cool that people actually are not that there are still people around in football that actually are opinionated and are able to say something that is not totally boring, which is the typical footballer interview nowadays. I think they're managed people, footballers, managements. They send their players to some courses so that they don't make a total fool out of themselves in front of the microphone. I kind of understand that, but it's also terribly boring. And so I think it's pretty cool if someone is making some politically incorrect jokes or whatever, something that you usually don't say, and he's not afraid of doing it. Okay, so this is what I expected. I wasn't quite sure how to capture. This is maybe an idea to simply to strengthen the center, control d4. Yeah, Zlatan has a couple of cool quotes, yeah. Oh, I blundered this pawn. I didn't think about this move at all. I can still put some pressure on the b pawn. Yeah, maybe knight d5. I don't like it. Of course, I just blundered queen c4, the funky move. Yeah, here my structure is worse and he's got the bishop pair, but I have a pretty decent knight. To put the king on g2, get out of this situation. Okay, I wonder if trading... Yeah, this is a debatable move. I know, but... I want to attack b7. Yeah, it was bad. I mean, I had a really good position. I was a pawn up for nothing much. Interesting move. Maybe bishop c6. I saw that a bit late. Here I actually thought knight b6 could be okay. Yeah, that isn't good. It really isn't.
Check time warning.
I'm running right into f5, which I didn't see beforehand. And bishop d4. Yeah, bishop d4, king f4. Maybe I can still fight. It doesn't look good though. Really doesn't. There are some chances here with the wrong bishop. I could have taken a5. Why didn't I take a5? Not sure about it. I don't get it. I don't get this pawn. I think. It's still lost. It's still lost. I cannot defend this. Okay, so I actually get the draw. It was lucky. Very lucky.
Game drawn.
What of the Petrov? Is it a decent opening for the average club player? Yeah, of course, yeah. You can play it. It's sound. It's a sound opening. And I don't think it is all that boring. If you ask me, some lines are not very interesting, but that happens with many openings. A good advantage of the Petrov is that it is not so well known on the club level. It's pretty much almost never played, and this is certainly an advantage for the black player. Okay, this is what's the precise name? Jakob van Gloot. Yeah, he's a grandmaster from Denmark, I believe. I'm going with my old line here. I do that at least once against every strong player and see how they handle this stodgy position. Can you play the Archangel line? I don't really know it, so I'm a little bit skeptical if I should play it. What's my favorite food? Yeah, I like Mediterranean food, Greek, Italian, things like that. I don't like typical German food all that much. Yeah, there are some things that you typically associate with this Germany, like, I don't know, sauerkraut and usually rather fat meat. I don't really like stuff like that. What I also like is things like, let's say, some Asian stuff, or I also like Egyptian or things like that. It's also very interesting. It's not so well, not so well known, or not as usual, let's say. But this kind of food is quite interesting to try. So I think I'll go c4 here. Not totally sure about this, but yeah, I kind of expected this to happen. I want to put the bishop over to b6. Not sure if it is doing all that much, to be honest. Knight on d4 is not bad, but okay, it doesn't really look like he has a brilliant idea here, or I don't understand it. Of course, it's very much possible. I can just drop back. No, then f6 drops. I can take and put something on e6, but I don't see. And now knight f7 is actually interesting, because he has to take, more or less. No, he's giving me this. Okay, he's got e5 maybe for bishop g6, so it's not clear that I want to take on this, but I think I will still take. Yeah. This line is really. It's probably like some kind of addiction. Yeah, you know it's not good for you, but you somehow don't give up on it. I really should do that. I mean, I've given up on the line for tournament chess. I mean, definitely, I will never play it again in tournament play after Friso Nyborg totally killed me.
Check.
And but in Blitz I still
check.
I mean, it has some value in Blitz. It really has, because you can play many moves quite quickly if you know the ideas. And isn't that kind of okay for me now? It looks kind of okay. Knight f4, knight f4 to e6. But I can actually take on d4 and take e4. Yeah, Egyptian food. Yeah, that's pretty good stuff. But you don't get it all that often in Germany. You don't often see Egyptian restaurants. It's still rather uncommon. So knight over to e4. Just for bishop g4. e5, bishop g4. Okay. What line would you recommend against the Rui for 1900 to 2000 USCF player? This is a lot depending on your style. I like the early deviations actually on move 3 and move 4, because most of these lines are totally valid, and it's often a good surprise for white. The Schliemann or Jenisch gambit, for example, is interesting to play, or 3g6 or 3 knight g7. Those lines, they are all completely okay, and they are not as well. People don't know them so well. I can actually take on there. Wow. Oh my goodness, what the heck? I didn't expect that move at all. Not at all. He's got knight f5. King here. Well, what's going on here? I don't get it. Can also go here. Bishop g6 maybe. Just look at. Then he might. Okay, come on. Play it simple. Attack e4.
Check.
It's a full exchange.
White resigns.
There's a question: how many chess-related books I've written? Just one. Just one. Only written one.
Game started.
One book. I've produced some other stuff though, video series and stuff like that. Kilian is playing the Italian. He always does. And I'm struggling. Yes, that's true. There's a mention that I'm a supporter of Chessable. That's true. I'm working on repertoires for that site. Currently on the Benko repertoire. I use the site, yeah, not for learning myself. I use it for creating repertoires to offer to people. Of course, I've used it myself to understand how it works and stuff, but I'm not learning any opening currently on the site, even though it's a good tool. Okay, queen to f3. I guess just queen to e7. Yeah, it's this funky line where white is castling, playing h3, which I think is rubbish, but it is still, you have to refute it, and I often manage, but not as often as I should. Yeah, that's a good one. There's a message in the chat that the Italian is the white player's revenge for the Petrov and the Berlin. Yeah, this is probably in some way true. Yeah, it's at least a very funny statement. The Italian game is at times so boring that you kind of fell asleep, and maybe this is a proper revenge. But I don't even play the Berlin or the Petrov, so I feel like they punish me for something that yeah, I shouldn't deserve to be punished for. Okay, I had bishop e2 already, but I wanted to castle. Cannot be a bad idea. Rook g5 for rook h5 isn't that strong. Let's check it out. Looks very strong actually. Yeah, white here now I think is getting his proper punishment for that line. I really think it's rubbish to castle and go h3 if black has not castled yet. Rook h5 looks pretty awful. Okay, let's see. Is there still some kind of defense for him here? This is a move, yes. But I can take an f2. Or I could double. No, let's take there. Let's take there. And now I can take f2, which is a pawn. Yeah, let's start with taking this pawn. Shouldn't be all that bad. Yeah, bishop to g3. He's got this check though. But still, I think the bishop is good there.
Check.
Can you play the hippo against any opening? Almost, yeah. I think it's tough to prevent entirely. Okay, so knight to c4. He's attacking my rook. Yeah, I wonder about this move. Knight e3 to f5 looks a little bit annoying here. I definitely don't want him to take my rook here. Knight to e3 will be helpful for him anyway, but I can go queen d7 and knight e7, probably trading that. Okay, so I'll go back. And now I can do this. I can maybe take h6 even. Queen to e6 maybe. Still struggling here in this game. It's not so easy. really do. There was a question, how good am I at draws? That's funky. I don't even know the rules. I mean, not even the rules. I have basically no idea about the game. I know it's played on a chessboard, yes, but I don't even know how it works. I have no idea. Okay, so I traded this. Knight e5 is a potential idea. Currently g2 hangs, so I think he probably will play rook g1 or something like that. I could take a2, and I think I'm probably going to do that. I would like to trade the knight, but knight e7 won't even threaten to take it because of that fork. Yeah, rook g1 is what I expect, but maybe maybe he cannot do that. I have rook g4. Maybe. I wonder if I have a move like rook g4, just keeping this pawn, or maybe the knight. Looks extremely shaky here, white's position. I would like to play this move, but not sure. He might even take h6. That could work. Knight e7 is also something. Okay, come on, I take stuff now. So what's going on here? Take on g2, rook takes, queen c1 check, and I pick up f4. It should maybe seal the deal.
Time check. Warning. Check.
Threatening rook h4. Awkward. Rook h4 does not win the queen. So, but let's just run the a pawn. He has a huge problem here moving his pieces. Alright, it's difficult to... Yeah, knight g4, there was knight h6 maybe. I didn't really try to figure that out. This just seemed a lot simpler. Okay, so I should probably just take... I don't have a check.
Check.
Okay, I can keep this stuff. I don't have to sacrifice.
Check. 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 Check.
Okay, I'll get a new queen.
White resign.
Okay, that was good. Happy with this. He's a super tough opponent. I've got now 42 games against him. I have a +2 score. And very few draws. It's always good. He's a good player. Okay, some kind of message there. Okay, nothing.
Game started.
Okay, back to back. Yeah, there was a request that I play something else than the English. I totally understand your point, but I like to play specifically this against him. I would have done something else against some other guy, but I have a particular idea here. That's a strange setup. Wow. Wow. I have a hard time to believe in that. So bishop e3, he goes d4, or no, I can just take, right? d4 I can take. d4, knight d4, knight d4, queen a4, check. And that already is a big issue for black. Yeah, I can take, right? Why is that not working? Knight takes, queen a4, knight c6 wins, bishop c6 wins stuff. Knight c6 doesn't work. Yo, I can take.
Check.
Should win a big center pawn. Yeah, so knight c6, I can take a7 as well. Yeah, that looks pretty bad. So maybe I can actually win some points in the session, which is not easy to do. Yeah, it's taking a long think. Yeah, maybe time for me to get some water. Okay. Question is how to take. Queen takes or bishop takes. Bishop takes b5. b5. I take with the queen. It's probably not a huge difference. I mean, it is a difference, of course, but in terms of quality, I mean. So, what to do now? e6 is coming. e6, bishop c5. I wonder if I have something that really ends the game. It's actually not coming because g7 hangs. Okay, so then let's just develop. No, I don't have any tournament plans in Austria at the moment. I'm going to play a small tournament in Germany in mid-October, but it's not. It's nothing big. It's just a 5-round small Swiss event that I'm going to attend with some club mates. Will be fun. Can't you drink water from the tap in Germany? Is the question. Yeah, the German water from the tap is usually quite okay. It's a very well tested. Beverage, but where I live, we have some issues there. There's lots of, I'm not sure what the name is in English. We have some stuff in the water which is not necessarily totally unhealthy, but it's a little bit questionable to drink lots of it. And the other thing is that we have in in the house where I live, we have relatively old pipes, and I don't really trust it all that much, this water, so I usually go with
Check.
mineral water.
Check.
Going to play the Bundesliga. No, my club.
Black resigns.
We got what is the right word for that? We got demoted. No, that's not a word, right? Relegated. That's relegated, right? We got relegated to the 3rd league, so that's technically not the Bundesliga anymore, but it's the highest league of my state, which is still pretty strong. Okay, Kilian resigned. Yeah, the opening result was just too bad to stand.
Game started.
The Great Fair. Okay. I can play as a Sicilian here against the Great Fair and see what happens. This is probably going to be shaky, me playing the knight off. No, the pipes that we have, they are not that old. They're from the original. The building was built in the late 60s. So how do I normally do in time trouble over the board? Because online I sometimes seem to lose it. I don't get into time trouble in over the board games at all. I'm a very fast player. Usually I have time left. I sometimes get into time trouble when I really have a rotten position and I just don't see moves that work. Yeah, then I tend to use more time. But this is, I think, a very natural thing to happen. But I'm not a very regular time trouble person, not at all. Yeah, okay, we played a Sicilian. Yeah, I went for a knight off, and my opponent has gone for the Sozin, Fischer Sozin variation. Yeah, I did read Nigel Short's comments about the cheating check. It was kind of funny. Yeah, I chose Langsam as my first name in my channel because I pretty much quickly found out that my play is somewhat slowish with the commentary. And this is why I felt Langsam is appropriate. It doesn't refer to tournament chess. Yeah, I wonder what happens if he castles long. Okay, he didn't. Yeah, do I take or not? I think I'll take. And now... My favorite player of the current players, to be honest, I really don't have a clear favorite. As I mentioned, sometimes I like Aronian because of his really sometimes creative and somewhat unconventional style, without being without being, let's say, how do you call it? Without being too risky, let's say. Yeah? You have people like Report or Jubava who play very creatively, but they often play at times just badly. and that doesn't happen all that much with Aronian. But I really like lots of the top players. I also like Carlsen a lot, because mostly in many cases for his somewhat non-theoretical approach, he really tries to not win in the opening, but try to outplay people in middle and end games, which is really great. Yeah, I mean, Short was clearly chosen because he has a beef with that arbiter who chose him for that control. And I'm not all that surprised, I have to say, that he ran into problems with this particular arbiter. When he mentioned the name in the interview, and I googled him, and I actually know that person. He also was an arbiter in the European Club Cup 2 years ago, and I have no real big story there, but I think that that guy was somewhat irritating, very much enforcing stuff like I'm the arbiter, I have to do this and that, whatever. He felt like there are some people who do those arbitering jobs that really are not in there because they want to help the players or anything. What they mostly want to do is they want to exert some kind of power over people, and this guy struck me as such a person. But it was just that what my feelings when I was in that my feelings, is that the right word, when I was in that tournament. So okay, I have some counterplay against e4. He has the rook on the g file, but I am not seeing this. I'm not currently much afraid of this attack. And I have potentially d5 to completely open everything up. So he attacks h6. Yeah, okay, king h7 is the way to cover it. It's always risky. There's always some risk involved. The good thing is that I'm a little bit ahead on the clock. Okay, what are you going to do here? Great fair. Okay, so I can now win a pawn. Yeah, I will do that. Okay. Can also take e4, but if I take this and then just play bishop f6, that should be fairly safe. And c2, d5 are still extremely weak. I don't think he will be able to cover the pawns. Yes. Yeah, Morozovic is also a really, really creative, interesting player. I don't think he's playing all that much nowadays. I'm not quite sure. Maybe he plays events like the Russian League or so, but you don't see him much in top events or even those top Swisses. I think, if I'm not mistaken, he's doing some. I think he has some jobs as a coach in somewhere in in the what? Oh my God! Did I blunder? No, I don't think so. In some of the Gulf states, I'm not quite sure which one.
White resigns.
Yeah, okay, so I defended that. I'm always scared in those openings. When they come after me here, I'm always scared. This is why I usually don't play it. And I have my doubts about this position, really. Okay, so I'm going for new game. Tacticus, that's not an opponent that I do well against. minus, what is that? -5. Okay, so he mostly plays Go nowadays. That's interesting. Yeah, that's supposed to be a really interesting game. A chess student of mine showed me the rules of Go, and I thought it's pretty interesting. It's just that I don't... I mean, there's no way I'm going to study a second game in some kind of seriousness. And I'm not the kind of person who just plays a game and is happy with being bad. So I'm not going to go look into Go all that much. But I understood it's an interesting game. I understood some basic concepts, I hope. And I understand why people think it's interesting. Okay, so I'm going to trade this bishop. I think this is almost invariably an achievement. Okay, so I'm going to take here. This is one point of having the knight on e7, that you can actually take there, and there's not knight takes f6. It's a really important point.
Check.
Okay, so he takes on e7. Interesting. I wonder if I take here and then e4, if this is an idea. I don't know, it doesn't look right. It doesn't look right. But okay, I can take this first and now see what happens. Okay, I don't really think d4 is much of a problem. Maybe play a non-committal move. Queen b3. I can just centralize, or is b5 coming up? Come on, I go e4 now. I just cannot resist to open it. Okay, so he doesn't mind a trade here. Okay, so let's trade. A bishop on a7 looks a tad stupid. Yeah, but okay, I can do this, right? It's maybe not a bad moment to do that. Bishop c3, however. That could be a good move. No, it doesn't do that. Okay. Ah, interesting. Interesting. My opening series about the Benko Gambit, which is still in the works, but it's almost finished. I'm on 80%, maybe a little bit more, 90%. Okay. I was thinking knight d5 should be good, but maybe I'm wrong. Books by John Nunn, they have an excellent reputation. It's kind of strange actually, because I have so many books about chess and had many books over the years. I've given away lots of them actually as gifts or donations for my chess club or stuff like that. And it's really strange. I absolutely don't have any of those John Nunn books. Like here's some endgame books and so on. And somehow I never had any of them, like Secrets of Pawnless Endings and things like that. I don't have them. I don't have them. So this is really a gap in my book, my knowledge about chess books. but everybody thinks those nuns' books are excellent. So, oh, I totally forgot that b6 is hanging as well if it comes to c4. Shoot. That's totally unnecessary, yeah. I had it was a pretty harmless position actually at the beginning.
Check.
I completely forgot that. That was terrible. I should never get into trouble from this completely harmless position. Yeah, I don't understand. You can just take d6 here. Okay, so yeah, the other one there was probably 97. I see. Okay, so let's take this. Maybe I can get enough counterplay here against d4 and b5. Yeah, I really don't have. I think I have actually no book by John Nunn. I think no book at all, which is really strange. He has written lots of books, and I've bought lots of books, and he has done things that definitely would interest me, but somehow I don't have any of them. Okay, this pawn, knight up. I can go all the way there. I can go to c7 and then to e6. Don't think I should lose this. Okay. Rook d6 maybe. No, then he attacks my rook. Cannot do that. So I have to go here. Rook b5 maybe. Knight g4.
Time warning.
Cannot activate my rook at the moment. This is really a bit of a problem.
Check.
And yes. I screwed that up completely, entirely, fully. Whatever. Rook, you cannot go there. And he's got knight c6 around the corner. Yeah, really nothing to do about it.
Check. Check.
I really hate to lose
Check.
this game because it was such a harmless position. Yeah, come on, check. I can.
Black forfeits on time.
It was such a harmless position. You should never lose this. I mean, like this position, how can you lose this with black? That's pretty awful. Okay. Nah, I didn't see that d6 and b6 were hanging. Otherwise, I can just go for a different structure. I mean, like here I can, I don't know, take on c5 or whatever. This is, yeah. There's simply not much going on in this position. Yeah, anyway, okay, I'm requesting a new game. So it's it almost kicked me almost below 2,400 again.
Game started.
Making no sense. Yeah, I said I will play something else. Okay, so I go e4 and see what I can do in the open Sicilian. Okay, not one of the more common lines. Yeah, this is the Velimirovich attack, right? b6 is a strategic mistake. I don't think so. I mean, you can argue about the move, but I don't think it's terribly bad. So this is not exactly my kind of opening, so we'll see what happens here. b4. Yeah, where do I go? To b1 then, probably. Doesn't look so great, but a4 is very stranded. So I have e4 covered, and g5 is the next move. No, I didn't see the movie Tony Erdmann. Yeah, it's supposed to be really good, yes. No, I didn't. I didn't. So d5. Yeah, normally you go e5 here and just sack the pawn, so I think I'll do that. Black can take the pawn. There's no big trick here or anything. He can take it. I go f4, g5 and so on, just for tempi. I didn't want to open up the diagonal. Yeah, I think no big choice. He had to take it. Can maybe go knight e4 here, right? Yes. Okay, so maybe takes. I can also take with the bishop, then f5, but he's got e5 is the problem. Yeah, anyway, I have to continue to play aggressively here. Okay, so he attacks this knight. Yeah, somewhat. Actually, he can also castle long still. This is really irritating. Yeah, I wonder if I have to cover this or if I can sacrifice it somehow. Okay. What would I be doing for a job if it wasn't chess? I mean, I did a non-chess job for like 17, 18 years, and that was enough. Yeah, but now at least this is a somewhat irritating pawn. Okay, so I'll take here and then see if I can play with. I can take e4 maybe. That's a crazy idea. Knight e4, bishop takes e4, bishop f4. Wow, that's totally crazy. Let's do it. It probably is making no sense, as the name suggests, but it's definitely a bit of a shocker. Maybe you can actually take d4, but I think just rook d4 is possible. That's crazy. I mean, I have no idea if this objectively works, but it's funny. He definitely cannot take, yeah. I mean, now I can take on e4. And what then? Does he castle, or what does he do? I also, knight b5, is that something? Probably not. If I take e4, I mean, he might just castle short, yeah? Anyway, h4, h5 is the thing. If he takes here, that's a tempo though. That's a little bit awkward. So, can I go with the knight somewhere? It feels incorrect, right? That feels like it's not correct. He can take on d4 with the knight is the problem. Maybe I should have gone knight f5 actually. Something like that. I think he should take on d4 with the pawn. So that it's a tempo on my, it's a checker. This one, okay. Okay, so let's go there. Oh wow, so bishop, no. Okay. Let's see here.
Check.
Bishop takes, I have g7, that wins for white. I think that was wrong, to be honest. And here, yeah, knight e6 is kind of an obvious move. Do I have something better here? Knight e7 also would be checkmate. Knight f5 is actually good. Yeah, this is good. Threatens knight e7, threaten knight h6, and if he takes, queen takes, it's mate on h7. So this is killing. It's just mate on h7 now. If not for this move, oh my goodness.
Time warning.
Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Rook d7. I don't see a mate there. It's very close, of course. This may be for queen h5. If I take on f7.
Check.
Okay. I have to play. Okay, I cannot take h2. I can check here.
Check. Check.
Yeah, that does the trick.
Check.
Okay. Ooh.
Black resigns.
So that was probably not entirely correct, this game, but it was fun, right? That was fun. So I just want to briefly check how the engine laughs at me at this. So it takes, so what does the engine says? Okay, the engine wants to play this simple move, okay. So let's just check how crazy it is. So here. So okay, the computer takes h1. It's just merciless. Yeah, it doesn't work at all. You can take here. And then he's got queen c4. So the computer is spoiling all the fun as usual. Like here, and he gets castle long. So it was a pure bluff. Queen takes, castles. Yeah, and now here he has to take. I thought he has to take here. And I felt that this is fairly clearly winning. It still is a little bit of something, but it shouldn't work. And this, okay, I mean here, okay, now I'm okay again. It seems.
Check.
This. Oops, I'm sorry about that. And now I just queen f3 wins, yeah, going over. But this just looked cute, right? And it does win. Queen h3 wins, but okay, this. Yeah, this also
Check.
does win. Oops.
Check. Check.
Yeah, and this is really
Check.
This is checkmate. Yeah, this was the alternative, but
Check.
that's also ending with a mate. Okay, guys. Close to a big sneeze here. Wow. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the show. It was a fun session. I think gained a couple of points. It had some funny non-standard games. I'll be back next week, of course, next Monday, same time and same place, YouTube for ICC. There will also be a show on Sunday evening. I'm not quite sure about the time. It's probably 8 in the evening Central European time, where I'm going to play a simultaneous display against roughly 20 ICC members. Will be on Sunday. So I'll post an announcement video for that anyway, so you will get detailed information where to go to and so on in the next couple of days. Hope you enjoyed it. Till Sunday or Monday. Bye bye.